Welcome back to another video of the Rugrats. So, about last night, we got the release for the Rugrats Reboot. So yeah, there's 5 episodes. There's rumors that it's just gonna be 5 episodes. I thought it was gonna be 23 episodes, but I don't know. I'm not sure, you guys. But for right now, yeah, there's 5 episodes in total, as we know right now. Basically, this video is going to be about spoilers, so if you don't want to spoil it for yourself, you might want to get out of the video. Make sure you like, subscribe if you're new. We're going to talk about what happened in these 5 episodes. We have a lot to talk about today, you guys. So yes, I will be warning you again. There will be spoilers in this. Um, I had some screenshots from last night, but I think Paramount might block me again. So I will not be posting any type of footage, any type of screenshots today because I may get copyrighted for that. Uh, Usually I wouldn't mind doing it, but I'm already on a bad strike with Paramount, so I'm not gonna do it today. I'm just gonna provide you with the images that I have, and we're just gonna basically just talk about the series episodes that just came out last night. So the first episode's name was Second Time Around. I thought it was gonna be called like pilot episode. You know, most of the shows they have a pilot episode, and basically the pilot episode would entail of of variations of like they'll talk about the characters, they'll talk about pretty much their backstory. So in this Rugrats episodes, like, we didn't get no backstory. We didn't get a backstory on anything. We didn't get a backstory.
Welcome back to another video
how
of
the
the
Rugrats
Rugrats.
became to be.
So a couple.
So the first episode is Tommy leads the babies on a daring adventure to help Chucky after Chucky's big attempt to be brave goes horribly wrong. So he during the first episode, Chucky. Okay, so the babies were, they were in a little dining place that Betty owns. I think she owns a coffee shop or something like that. And so all the babies just sat around the little table. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna eat some mud." So I don't know what they were talking about, but it was like they were gonna eat some mud, and so all the babies ate their mud. Even Tommy ate the mud. He was like, "Hey, Chucky, you should eat the mud as well." And so Chucky was like, he was scared about it, but he was like, "Okay, I'm a big brave, Chucky. I'm a big brave Chucky." So he goes ahead and eats that mud, and what he doesn't realize that there's a worm in that mud, and so yeah, he eats it, and he eats half the worm, and so he freaks out about it. And he says, "Oh my God, I can't believe I ate the worm. I can't believe I just ate the worm." Now, I ain't gonna lie. The first episode, it was pretty cool. It had a little cool backstory to it. Um, a little lost at points, but other than that, it was pretty nice. So yeah, he eats that worm, and he thinks that he's gonna turn. Well, he thinks he's gonna turn into a worm boy. And they had a reference from back then as well. He was like, "I remember the last time that I ate the watermelon seed and nothing happened." And so he thought something was going to happen this time. And what really confused me about this episode was Chucky, at the end of the episode, they went to find some dinosaur statue, and I guess this dinosaur statue had the power to change him out of the worm boy. And this really confused me because, like, we didn't have no backstory on why this dinosaur statue was so special. So that's why I was so confused about it, like, because the babies literally rode the Cynthia car all the down to to they went to like a park or something, and they drove like miles and miles and miles just to get to that park. And for some reason, yeah, they knew where they were going. And that, I don't know, that was really odd, you guys. It was really odd. I don't know what was so special about that statue. I wish we had a little backstory on why it became that. I think the show could have had a little like structure that made it so special, but I didn't see nothing special about this statue. They didn't say anything about it. They just said, we gotta go to this statue in order to change Chucky from Warm Boy. So that was pretty much the first episode, you guys. Um, it was okay. It was okay. If I had to rate it, so the worst episodes from like the original Rugrats, I would rate maybe an 8, the lowest. The new Rugrats for right now, the first 5 episodes, and I think there's more episodes coming. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm I heard there's gonna be like 13 or 23 episodes, so we will see. But if I had to rate these 5 episodes, I would rate the first episode maybe a 7.8. And then we're going to talk about the rest of the episodes right now, um, and what I did and what I didn't like. Second episode, it's called Lady Declutter. And then they had a little slide, they have a little 12-minute shows, and then they have another 12-minute show, so it's kind of like 2 episodes in one. But anyways, Lady Declutter was the first one, and this one was about a lady. She was a professional organizer that comes over to Tommy and his friend's house, and basically what she does is she takes things away, and that's why her name is Lady Declutter. So she takes things away from the house, and that she deems as just clutter. And so Dee Dee's just tired of seeing everything cluttered around the house, and on Stu is a very weird character now. He plays video games. Yeah, it's weird, you guys. It's really weird, but they're trying to do a modernized Rugrats version of it, so that's why. But yeah, he plays a lot of video games. He doesn't even like really invent anymore. He plays a lot of video games. So this lady in the Lady Declutter, so she comes over to the house. She takes a lot of things away. She takes his video game console. He takes Dee Dee's business away. She basically like knits projects and stuff. So that's basically her line of work, is that she knits projects and then she sells them. And then Stu, he's actually an inventor, and they actually live at Grandpa Lou's house. So this is his house. This is not their house anymore. No, they even stated that. So yeah, they actually both live at Grandpa Lou's house. And yeah, this is his actual house. This is, he's not staying over now. He actually owns the house, so they're staying over. So I mean, modern version of it. Um, yeah, in today's day and age, it's really hard to own a house. It's really hard to get on your own feet. So I mean, it makes sense. It really does. Uh, Grandpa Lou's characters, yeah, it's off the rails. It's different. So I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat, um, I'm not a fan of this Grandpa Lou. I like the original. The original was funny. He was, laid back, but this one, this Grandpa Lou seems very serious. He's goofy, but he's like a very serious yoga dude. I don't know, man. It's weird. Like he's always stretching, and he's 70 years old. They said that he's 70 years old. He's always, doing these stretches, and I'm not sure, you guys. It's just now he has the jokes almost like the original. Like on the episode that he was on, he was like, "I had 15 days." You know how he used to always say, "I used to work 15 years down in the wheel mill." But it is what it is, you guys. And yes, he does have a different voice. It seems more mellow, I guess. It doesn't sound funny, but it just sounds like a serious character. I guess we got to see more of him. But for right now, yeah, I like the original better. So this one was like the 12-minute show of the second episode. This one was basically about a dog that Tommy gets. And yeah, I didn't like this episode all that much. Um, it was like a filler episode. I don't know. It was weird. Basically, it's like we've seen this episode before, like in the original. But anyways, it's about Tommy getting his puppies. Tommy must find a way to keep Spike from being replaced. So yeah, Tommy thinks that this dog is gonna replace Spike. So basically, I'm just gonna sum up this whole episode. Um, Basically, he tries to frame this dog from like he just tries to frame this dog to make him seem like he's a real bad dog. And so that's basically what the episode was. He threw Didi's like yarn away. He had just thrown everything like everywhere. And so I guess the grand Grandpa Lou, the parents, and all of that, they got tired of it. During the episode, they were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I let you do this." They didn't really blame the dog; they blamed themselves. And then at the end of the episode, um, Tommy had released the latch for him to, get outside and run. And like 5 seconds later, they come back inside. They're like, "Oh, we found the dog." So, and then after that, Stu comes to Tommy and says, "Hey, Tommy, we can't have this dog anymore." And I don't know, you guys. I really wanted a backstory. Like, I really wanted a backstory on why they're not going to keep the dog. They just pretty much rushed the episode. It seems like they just rushed the episode out just to say, okay, we're not going to have the dog anymore. But like, I wish we had more detail into it. This is what this Rugrats missed is a lot of details. They missed. They could have made the show a little longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have put the show in like parts. It could have been part one and then part two. I don't know, you guys. It was weird. It was really weird. It was really weird how they ended that episode. And it gets even weirder. Third episode was called Tale of the Dog Bot. And this was basically Chucky getting a dog, but it was a robot dog that Stu invented. This episode was like my least favorite. I didn't really get it at all. Basically, it was a dog that turns to a bad dog. It was a robot dog. And so this robot dog start throwing sirens everywhere. It start becoming belligerent, and that's basically what it was, man. And Chaz got tired of it. He was like, "Stu, I don't want this dog anymore." And Stu was like, "Oh, I can fix it. I can fix it. This and that." And so they kept it. And at the end, the baby, they fought off the robot dog, and Tommy with his magic, screwdriver, uh, opened up the dog and, stuck it inside of him. And then the dog, took off into, outer space. So that's basically what the episode was. Again, it just felt like a filler episode. It just didn't have no meaning. Like, I wanted a backstory on these episodes, but it was like, okay, like there was the plot and then that was it. It was just that quick, you guys. I know it may seem like I'm like, attacking this show, and don't get me wrong, I liked it. It just it was just a lot of filler. Like they just I needed more detail. We needed more detail, and that's what the old Rugrats gave. They gave a clear and concise, backstory and story plot for the show, but this one just kind of rushed things through it. I don't know, you guys. And then we will do episodes 4 and 5 later on, but I'm going to talk about the last episode of episode 3, which is called Jonathan for a Day. Jonathan looks a lot different now. And yes, he is the assistant of Charlotte. Um, so basically, this episode was Charlotte and Jonathan, we're doing errands, but Jonathan is like the personal driver for Charlotte, and he does whatever she wants him to do. So if, she needs a cup of coffee or some groceries, he's going to go get it. Or he's fired, so they would always, reference that. But that was basically the episode. They went to Dee Dee's house. Well, not Dee Dee's house, but Grandpa Lou's house. And she asked Dee Dee, "Hey, Dee Dee, can you take care of Angelica because I need to go get a spa?" And so they're like, "Oh, we're about to do a spa here. You can stay here." And she was like, "Oh, no, 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 no. I need to be by myself." And so, yeah, they insisted for her to stay, and so she stayed. Jonathan took off like super quick. And then later on in the episode, she was like, "Oh, Jonathan, you better get over here and make an excuse to pick me up, or I'm going to fire you." And yeah, that's basically what the episode was. And then Angelica basically played the role of her mom as well. Phil was the assistant of Angelica. So that was a little cool. I like that episode, actually. That was a real cool episode. Probably one of my favorites of the bunch. So I told you guys we have a lot to talk about today. So the next 4 is going to be the episodes 4 and 5. We will talk about that later on. We'll post that video maybe later on today, if not tomorrow. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to talk about this whole Rugrats series. We're going to go deep dive into it. I will see you guys in the next video.